Push. Da-dum. Okay, MDVL. What I did right, what I did wrong, how I knew, or why I had such conviction. Because we never know, right? But we can suppose. All right, MDVL, 12.8 million float as of 4/10/22. The news was a bit questionable. Grants Inducement Awards? I don't know. I did try to find a more compelling catalyst, but I did not. I honestly think that this downtrend break, where it broke out and gapped up, was the catalyst. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Um, and this is the score for our ranking system. So one of the great things about this stock is that it was a 12.8 million float, and it had, I want to say, no active dilution. The warrants didn't have price protection, and they were not they were below the strike, right? So they weren't active. They had a shelf, but it was expired, so no active dilution. The first thing I look at is the daily chart. You can see it's a long-term downtrending stock with a big gap down. It has tried to push a couple times and failed, which is not encouraging. So when it gapped up the first day, I said, okay, so it's gapping up. 80 million shares traded that day. That's not nothing. So I put it on watch, and then the next day it gapped up and again, and I was like, man, this thing is nuts. Like I'm not touching it this day either. But now it's traded 280 million shares, which is the most volume it traded all year. I believe it's the most volume it's traded in 3 years. Yeah, in 3 years. So we're looking pretty good over here volume-wise on MDVL. And then there was a pop this day. I don't think I traded it that day. And then it faded, faded, faded. Boom, blasts back up into the multi-day level. And I'm thinking, golly, this stock really wants it. So I believe that was all these days here. Yeah, you can't see the first couple days on this chart. Let's do 20 by 1, right? Okay. Gaps up. Boom, gets everyone's attention. Gaps up again. Fades off, and I wish I had been watching this because this was a really nice downtrend break during intra hours. It was a really nice move. So I missed this move. This is the only shot out of all of those that I might have taken, was this downtrend break here, but I didn't take it. But then it comes back down and it holds VWAP Boulevard. And then it pulls back, but this day I'm seeing that it's holding the lows of this day, and I believe we can go 5-5. Yeah, I see that it's holding. It did the thing where they hit low of day, and then right around 10 o'clock they pull it back to low of day, and it held. So it got in here, and I took this ride up for a couple R, and then I was done watching it. I had a really good day this day, and so I walked away. And later, I wasn't around. I missed the move, but it popped up. I had decided already that I was done with the day, so I didn't regret missing the move. But then the next day, it comes down, pops up, does the same thing, where it comes down to low a day, and then it pops and comes back down, holds again. And so I get in this day. I get in right here as this is breaking. Boom, I get paid again. Comes back down, and then This day is the day that I messed up because I was sleep deprived. That was yesterday. I wouldn't say I wasn't like deprived of sleep, but I didn't sleep well. And so I didn't play this well. I'm thinking that this is going to be a multi-day breakout. It's banging on the 200 SMA. It's banging on the 200 SMA. And I'm thinking that it wants to be a multi-day breakout. And I'll show you why. Right, I'll show you the shape that I'm seeing here. So this is the basic shape that I'm seeing with this multi-day breakout. It's the classic ABC D pattern, right? It's doing this. It's just doing it with a couple flourishes. So this is the basic course of the price action. And until this pattern either completes and dies or breaks out and continues, this thing is in play. And so I'm playing these pops. You know, any of them could be the breakout, so I'm giving them a little wiggle room. And, well, I can't say any of them could be the breakout. This one could have been. This one could have been, but it wasn't. This one was. Anyway, we'll get into that. So I made the mistake. I know this is a buy the dip ticker because I've been like very successful with it buying the flip and dip. So it pushes us up to this high and I'm thinking, man, if it goes now, I can't buy it. But then it comes back down, pushes this high here, and so now I'm thinking, oh, this is the moment it's going to break out. I buy it at 290. Risking low of day. I know that I have a chase entry. I'm thinking I should be waiting for the dip, but this might have been the dip. So I grab 290. I'm risking low of day. It comes back down, holds low of day. And remember, like I'm tired. I'm not firing on all cylinders. Comes back up. I get out for break even. Mistake colossal. It just proved my thesis correct. I should be looking for support, key levels, giving it time, looking for places to add to my position and get more information. Anyway, it chopped around a lot and I wound up taking an entry right in here. But then I'm thinking I'm risking off of here, but this is not really a key level, and we know that this thing can trick you. So I realize that that's not an important level. It doesn't seem like a key level to me. And I'm sized in risking this level, and so I start peeling some off so that I can size down risking this level. So I sell into a couple pops along the way, and then my hands get slippery, and I let it all go into like the tiniest of pops. Mistake colossal. And I know that I messed up, and I'm frustrated, but I don't want to let this opportunity go. And so what I do is I set a few stop buy orders. So and I don't want to chase the high day break. I don't want to chase the multi-day breakout. But what I'm doing is I'm setting a stop buy order for this level, right? If it breaks out of 3.7, then get me in at 3.6 because I know it's a buy the dip ticker. So I'm setting stop limits so that when it breaks out, I can get filled on little dips. Now, I wasn't looking for anything too much lower than my trigger price. So I wind up with a decent sized position, nothing near what I needed to have, and then we finally get the breakout. I sold into this pop here. It came back. I sold into 350, and I want to let the rest ride. So I put in a stop for well, so it breaks 350 and pulls pretty hard, but that's normal. And so I'm looking for the new bottom. It holds 330, holds 330, holds 330. I'm thinking 330 is where it's at. If it drops below 330, I don't want I want to just take my profits and go about my day. So I set a stop for 329. It comes down, and in this 1 minute, it drops 30 cents from 329 to 301. So 10% drop. You can see it all on this 1 minute candle, but this happened in seconds. And I still had my position. I used a stop market order so that I would definitely get filled and not have to be waiting for a bounce into my limit. But I still have my position. So as soon as I realize I still have my position, I have a decision to make. Do I want to wait, or do I want to GTFO? Like, I'm already down way more than I wanted to be. So GTFO, right? Don't give any more back. So I change my stop into a market sell. Boom, smack the bid. I'm out. I made slightly less than an R on this trade. Unfortunate. But it is what it is. So, but what in the heck happened? So I call my broker and I'm like, hey, what happened here? And I was like, I had an active market sell order and my stop price was triggered, but I didn't get filled. And they were like, what's the order number? And so I gave them the order number, and they're like, oh, you mean that stop order number for 229? And I'm like, yeah, that stop order number for, oh, oh man. So fat finger mistake cost me an R. And that's okay. Those happen, they're gonna happen. So I'm just grateful that I did get a piece of this move, which is an improvement from, a year ago. It's an improvement from 6 months ago. So yay, go me. But why was I so convicted that it was going to break out here? And that's because a change in behavior, right? Let me maximize the sell. Let me get my snippet tool. And let me show you how this pattern changed, right? Okay, so here we've got, it comes up, it goes down. Look here, pop, fade and hold, pop, fade and hold, pop. There's no fade. It didn't, like we saw this, right? Up, swoop, and now it's up and just holding, right? This looks different than these two. Change in behavior. Not only that, but this red line here is the 200 SMA on the daily aggregation period. So it failed the SMA, failed the SMA, failed the SMA, and here now it's holding the SMA. These are 30-minute candles. It holds for 1, 2, or half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. It holds for 3 hours above the period, longer than it had ever held before in this run. So this is a change in behavior, right? So I am highly convicted at this point, and then it breaks out. Very lovely. So then today, or Friday, You know, I'm coming into the day thinking it's probably done. Look, it had the multi-day breakout all the way to 350 key level. It's a nice $half number, right? And then it failed there. So if it doesn't hold here, look, change in behavior, right? If it doesn't hold, then it's probably going to die. But it does hold, you know? And so I got in here at the break of this high of this candle. I got a really bad fill actually at like 299 or something. And it failed. Oh, shoot. You know what? I actually was in before that. Let me get this. So that was this day. Right? It comes down here and it holds. And then you get the higher low. And I'm getting in as this candle breaks. So at 301, I'm risking this candle at 290. I was originally risking low of day, but I thought that after it failed this breakout level, low of day, like behavioral change, right? Low of day might have been a little aggressive. So I was actually risking 289. So it breaks out of 3 and then it fails this push here. And that spelled the end. Now, whether or not that's the end of this run, I can't say for sure. But if this goes tomorrow, if this goes on Monday, I will miss it. Because I believe that this run has completed. It failed the 200 SMA. It failed the multi-day breakout level. It's a long-term downtrending chart. This, I think, might be a good short opportunity now. I don't short, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the whole webinar. In summary, it had an insane amount of volume that washed out all these bag holders. It gapped, held, fell, popped, and then I'm looking at this shape here, the ABCD shape. This, the basic shape. Hey. The basic shape here is this ABCD. If you ignore everything else, you have this with flourishes. Or, you know, it happened here. Anyway, it's this, but with flourishes. So there was a lot of potential on this stock. The other thing to note is the changed behavior, right? Pops, fails, pops, fails. You've also got these higher lows. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that played a factor too. Like all of these, every time held the previous high, right? This one, oh, maybe not. Let's see, pops. But it holds above this range, right? And then this one here, finally you get the changed behavior. It comes up, it consolidates. It's consolidating over these highs. It's so close to the multi-day breakout level. And then, you know, I got greedy. I should have taken 350 when I had it. And that's okay. You know, I'm always trying to improve. But then this has also changed behavior. Because this is the first time it didn't make a higher high. Now this is low, a lower low, right? It failed. And then it failed this. Now it's consolidating. And if it does this backwards, then it's just going to be like this all the way down until it's not. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Happy trading. Hope this was valuable to you. Be well. Bye.